Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first impressions video on several new products. I know these types of videos are very popular among the well-known YouTubers because everyone is really interested in hearing their opinions on new products. However, I am doing this video today simply because I have not been wearing makeup lately and I have been accumulating several new products that I've been dying to try out but haven't because I'm usually too lazy to wear makeup. So I thought I could sit down and film putting on makeup, and then that way I can use all these new products and sort of not really give a review, but just kind of talk about them as I use them, or if I like them or if I don't, or that kind of thing. I'm not looking to give like a wonderful huge review on every single product because that would take up too much time, of course. But of course I'll let you know if something is amazing or if it has a great feature or a bad feature or anything like that. So I think we are just going to get started without too much more talking. And of course, you know I have to zoom you in before we get too into this video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is brows, just because that's usually always the first step that I do. And I'm going to be using this e.l.f. I should probably get these names together before we get these videos started. But I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. This is just something I've seen on their cart at Walmart. And I've used it once before, but I haven't really used it. And I just wanted to switch it up from my normal brow product. Okay, I'm having a hard time with the brows today. So if they look crazy, we're just going to go with it. Next thing we're going to do is go in with foundation. This is by the brand Sassy Chic. This is from Dollar Tree. This was the other Dollar Tree brand makeup foundation I was telling you about, and I haven't tried it yet either, so today's the day. I was actually impressed that this shade was a lot lighter than I imagined it to be. I had imagined that it would be super dark, but it's actually nice and light, and it looks like it might really match my skin tone. So if this turns out to be a really great product, this would be a really good Dollar Tree find. So far so good. I think this is covering pretty well. I'm trying not to spread it around too much and mostly just pat it in so that I can get the most coverage possible. And besides it being a little tacky, I think that it's covering pretty decently for $1. Much better than the LA Colors. That one on pretty sheer. This is very tacky. I feel like if I touch my face, it's going to wipe right off. But once I lay it down with the powder, it will probably feel pretty nice. And I'm actually really excited to see how well this wears throughout the day. Of course, there's not much day left because it's 4 in the afternoon, but it's very luminous. But that's probably because it's still a little wet. The next thing I'm going to attempt to do is use this Glamoflauge foundation by Hard Candy. This is in the shade Ivory, and I purchased this because I wanted to see how well it covered, and I thought this would be my correct shade. However, when I applied it, it looked extremely white on my face, and that's never happened before. So I wanted to try to use it as a concealer and see if I can brighten up the under eye area, and that is what I'm going to try to do. It probably won't even be as light today as it was that one day. a liquid highlighter that I'm going to use a little bit later, but I think I'm going to break the rules today and go ahead and set my face down before I apply it. I'm not going to pack on too much powder, and I think that it will actually look better if it's not covered up with powder. So I'm going to attempt to put it on that way today. And for face powder, I'm going to use my favorite product right now, the Wet n Wild Coverall pressed powder. This is for setting your entire face, I believe, but I really like to set my under eyes with it because it's so much lighter than any of the other powders that I own, and it really helps to brighten the areas that I want to brighten. And then I will go in with a different powder to do the rest of my face. And then for that, today I'm going to actually use this new e.l.f. product. Actually, I don't know if it's new by e.l.f., but it's new to me. And this is a soft luminance powder. I was really excited to try this out because I've been I think one of the most recent Jaclyn Hill videos, or some of the most recent, that's really messy. Some of the most recent Jaclyn Hill videos, or a couple of them, she talks about this powder by Lancome that has a soft sheen in it, and it's an all-over face powder that gives your face kind of a soft glow. And this sort of claimed to do something similar, being that it was a soft luminance powder that you can use all over your face. The only thing that I dislike about this product is that it has little glitters in it. I don't think the glitters move around, but I was just a little bit disappointed because I expected it to be like a shimmery or a satiny powder and not so much just have glitter tossed in there, because I feel like that's cheating, to be honest. But anyways, I'm going to use this today as an all-over face powder, but I forgot. First I'm going to go in with this so that I can get that out of the way, and then I will continue with the face. And to be honest, I don't see a whole lot of luminance in the face powder, but that's alright. Okay, now I'm going to go in with blush, bronzer, and highlight. I'm going to do bronzer first, and then I go and put blush on top of it. But for the bronzer, I'm going to be using this Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. This is the darker shade of the two. I purchased it after purchasing the lighter shade, and I ended up not liking the lighter shade because it was super light. But I do have high hopes for this one, and I feel like if it's the right color, then it is going to be maybe one of my favorite bronzers. And I'm going to apply that and see how it goes. Now we're going to start with blush, and for blush I'm going to be using one of the new Makeup Geek blushes. This is going to be in the shade Soulmate. I had to remember what it was called. And that's going to be this shade right here. I purchased these three at the same time. I think the middle one is, yeah, the middle one is called Spellbound, and that is the old formula. It was actually on sale, but this one and this one is the new formula, and this is Soulmate, and then this here, if you're curious, is Main Squeeze. But I really do like this deeper color, so I'm going to try that one today. I'm going to use this, it doesn't really matter because I haven't been telling you about the brushes the whole time, but I'm going to use this brush because I feel like it's a little bit more precise and yet blends really well as well. So we're going to try that one. Well, that's really easy to apply. I feel like I can see a lot of color out of just that little bitty bit. When I first swatched these on the back of my hand, I felt like hardly no color came off. I feel like there's hardly any color in them. But now that I'm applying them to the cheeks, I feel like there's a lot more pigment than it seems. Or maybe that's just my red face. What do you think? Can you see it? I can see it. I probably have the lights on too bright in here. I'm not sure if it's that visible in the camera. Now we're going to try to apply this NYX Liquid Illuminator. I just got this in my Ipsy bag yesterday, and I'm getting ready to film that video next. I'm going to try it on top of all these powders. I think it's going to be okay if I can get a good brush to apply it with. Well, I kind of hate to put this liquid on over this powder now that I'm doing it, but I sure didn't have a problem a minute ago. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand first. Yeah, that'll do for now, but I probably won't do that again with this product because it is very liquidy, and I definitely want it to have good payoff and not look cakey in the slightest. So I'm going to probably not apply it like that next time, but I think we can get by with it for the few hours that I'm going to be sitting at home today. Okay, now I'm finished with the face, and now we're going to attempt the hardest part, which is going to be the eyes. And I have a particular look in mind for the eyes. I'm actually going to attempt to do a makeup look that Jaclyn Hill had in her most recent snaps. And if I can find a decent picture. This is the screenshot that I took of that snap that she did, where she just had like some dark brown eye makeup on and a brown lipstick. It looks a little bit more pink, red, brown, the lipstick does. But anyways, she has darker shadows on her eyes and they look like they're mostly browns and reds, and I thought that was a very flattering look. Now let's see if I can zoom it in. Maybe you can see this a little bit better. So this is going to be the look that I'm going to attempt today. Don't expect it to turn out exactly like hers, but if I can get some colors up there that look very similar, then I'll be happy. And to attempt that look, I'm going to be using a brand new eyeshadow palette by the brand Nickak, New York. It's spelled Nickak. I actually haven't looked them up on Instagram. I've been meaning to. This palette is one that I found at a place called, I think, Universal Beauty or some kind of beauty store like that. Has 23 shades in it, and it was only $5. And I haven't swatched very many of them. Some of them that I did swatch seem nice. However, I'm not sure how they're going to apply to the eye. Anyway, I'm very excited to try it out. I like all of the browns and reds. It looks like a lot of warm browns to me, which is something I don't have a lot of, so I was interested in these. And I feel like this would be a very versatile palette. So this is going to be the one I'm going to be using today. I've got the eyeshadow on as good as I'm going to get it for today, and I think I like it pretty much. It's not exactly, it doesn't look exactly the way she did hers. It's actually a little different, but I like it all together. I like it anyway, so I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to apply a waterline liner, which I'm going to be using the new Kathleen Lights and Colourpop collaboration. This is in the shade Mr. Bing, and this is like a reddish brown color. I actually purchased a black and a white from Colourpop that I'm really excited about trying, but I didn't want to do like a really bold under eye lower lash line, I wanted to do something a little bit more neutral. So I just decided to go with brown today. And then I'm going to do a little bit of an inner corner highlight, and for that I'm going to use the LA Colors BabyPOP eyeshadows. Well, one eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Nude Shimmer, and it looks like this. It's kind of like a pink tone. And then I'm going to finish up with mascara, and for mascara I'm going to be using an e.l.f. mascara. This is just the volumizing and defining mascara. It's in a little white tube, and I'm going to apply all of that, and then I'll come back to tell you about the lip that I'm going to apply. So this is going to be the completed eye look. I have on the eyeliner in the waterline, and I've done 2 coats of the mascara. I actually have quite a bit of clump going on the lower lash line over here, but that is because I accidentally got the eyeliner in there and it clumped up and I didn't get it out. Anyways, this is going to be the completed eye look. And for lips, I'm going to attempt to mix 2 colors together. These are also the new collaboration between Kathleen and Colourpop. I just tried on the 0.0 and I feel like it's too brown. So I'm going to try to mix 0.0 and Alyssa together. That's what a lot of people have been doing. And get a nice warm brown look. So here goes nothing. This is just the 0.0 by itself. I'm not fond of a really dark brown or like black lipstick on myself, but I don't think it's awful. I think with this particular eye makeup it looks nice. It just depends on what kind of mood you're in, I suppose. I actually really like the way this brown looks on me with this particular eye color, but I am going to go ahead and mix it with Alyssa just to lighten it up a little bit. And also because I said I was going to, and now I'm interested in seeing what the 2 look like together. Okay, so here we go in with Alyssa. This is going to be the Alyssa mixed in on top. At first it went on very pink, just like the actual shade itself, and then it lightened up and it started to mix in with the brown. So it is a little bit more mixed in now than it was when I first applied it, and it definitely looks a little bit more closer to the brown shade than it does the pink shade. However, I do think it mixed nicely on the lips and it did lighten up some. So I do think that this is a little bit of a lighter shade than what I just showed you a few minutes ago with just the 0.0 on top. I'm actually very excited about this collaboration. I bought all 3 of these lip colors. They are 0.0, Alyssa, and November. And I am actually getting ready to do a video just showing you lip swatches of those colors. I think I'm going to try to film that today or tomorrow, so just be on the lookout for that pretty soon since it will be pre-recorded and I can just put it up. However, that is going to complete this video today. This is going to be my final makeup look and I am completely done. I really do like the way it all turned out, and overall I'm very excited about all of these products. Actually, I'm very impressed with the foundation. It feels really good on now that I've set it with powder, and I feel like it's going to last. Maybe not, you know, for hours and hours upon end, but I think it will last an entire workday. I do have faith that it will do that at least. The only other product that I wasn't sure about was the eyeshadow palette, and I actually was impressed with that as well. The colors go on, they blend. I'm not very picky about my eyeshadows. I just know that I want there to be enough pigment so that I can transfer it from my brush to my eye, and I felt like I was able to do that today. I actually also used my favorite eye brush, which is a goat hair brush, and I feel like it picks up more of the product and blends it, places it on your eye and blends it better. I don't know, I just feel like it works better. However, I really did like the eyeshadow palette. I wasn't disappointed with it, and I was impressed with the foundation. Those are the only 2 products that I was worried about. Everything else I felt like I would love anyway. And that's it. That's going to complete this video, and I thank you guys so much for watching. Please come back for the next one, and I will see you then. Bye!